It's been a while, but we're finally back with another video. This is going to be the next installment in our comparing series. The first video I made was covering Fredericton, Moncton, and St. John, New Brunswick. Today we're heading to the prairies to talk about Regina and Saskatoon. I'll be covering rent costs, housing costs, weather, location, quality of life, and the main sort of similarities and differences from personal experience. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's try to get back into some more regular content. We're going to start with a little background on each city. Regina is obviously the capital of Saskatchewan and has a population of roughly 236,481 people. That is the most recent update I could find. Regina is located in southeastern Saskatchewan, located about an hour and 45 minutes from the American border, 3 hours and 45 minutes from Brandon, Manitoba, 6 hours from Winnipeg, Manitoba, and roughly 7 hours and 30 minutes from Calgary, Alberta. The largest employers in Regina are the provincial government and its crown corporations, for example, SaskTel. Regina's major industries are steel and manufacturing, IT, energy, finance, agribusiness, and of course, agriculture. Now for Saskatoon. Saskatoon is the largest city in the province with a population of 331,051 people. Again, that's the most recent update I could find online. Saskatoon is located on the famous Yellowhead Highway, roughly 2 hours and 45 minutes northwest of Regina. Saskatoon is also located 5 hours and 20 minutes from Edmonton, Alberta, an hour and a half from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, and 4.5 hours from the American border. The largest employers in Saskatoon are the Saskatoon Health Region, USask, Saskatchewan Institute of Applied Science and Technology, and Federated Co-op. Now let's move over to cost for renting. In the last video, I noticed you guys saying in the comments how you didn't exactly like the way I did it, sort of using means and medians for renting and housing costs. So what I'm going to do is just sort of give you my thoughts on what I've found after looking on different sites for both cities. It may be a little less statistical, but it's going to be based on my findings. I'll give you some examples, and I've kind of broken it down into 4 ranges, as I'll explain later for housing. So for renting, let's get into Regina first. So first, let me start by saying Regina is not a city where you're going to find massive skyscraper apartments with extremely modern architecture everywhere. It's just not that big of a city, but there are still some very nice apartments that you can find. From what I've found, there seems to be a good amount of studio and 1-bedrooms for under $1,000 a month. Some are as low as $800 a month. And as you get into the newer style rental buildings, then you start to see the prices go up to the $1,000 range, which is still not bad for a big city. 2 bedrooms can be found for as low as $1,200 a month, and 3 bedrooms are in short supply in Regina, but from what I've found, of the limited ones that there are, you could find them starting around $1,400 a month. Now, let's look at renting in Saskatoon. Saskatoon is very similar to Regina in terms of costs, but what I've noticed is that the quality of rental units, it seems like it's a little bit higher in Saskatoon. Let's look at prices here. 1-bedrooms seem to run anywhere from $750 to $1,000 a month. Again, it's pretty similar to Regina, and obviously the closer to the downtown core you get, the more expensive it gets. 2 bedrooms outside of downtown can be found for around $900 a month, and then when you get closer to downtown, they can be upwards of $1,200 and as high as $1,800 a month. 3 bedrooms are virtually non-existent right downtown Saskatoon, but outside of the city, they can be found for roughly $1,200 to $1,300 a month. And I would note that after visiting both Regina and Saskatoon, at least the outskirts of Regina, and then actually full-on visiting Saskatoon has way more of a city-like feel with a more vibrant downtown, so that's why it is harder to find apartments downtown Saskatoon. Now let's flip it over to housing. After spending some time online, I've come up with a bit of a scale to measure the costs of buying a home in both cities, sort of what I mentioned before. The scale has 4 levels to it. First, we have fixer-upper. Second, we have move-in ready. Third, condo/medium sized, and then 4th, high end. So here are some examples from Regina, and then here are some examples from Saskatoon. Now, let's compare the weather between both cities. Pictured on your screen right now is a really great chart I found on climatetemps.com. It's looking at Regina in relation to Saskatoon. So as you can see, it's nearly identical between the two. The only real difference here is in humidity, and this obviously kind of makes sense just geographically because of the southern location of Regina. As I said before, it's about 2 hours and 45 minutes southeast of Saskatoon. So basically, wherever you choose, you can expect gorgeous summers and brisk winters. It's as simple as that. And finally, we're going to talk about the quality of life. You know, a lot of people automatically associate Regina and Saskatoon as being boring cities with not a whole lot to do. And personally, I don't think that's a fair assessment at all. Obviously, it depends on what you like, but still. They aren't the most big or exciting cities in the world, but you can still make the most of them and have an extremely high quality of life. Regina has been rated as a great place to raise a family. There are lots of parks and recreational facilities in the city. Lots of opportunities to play sports as well. Personally, I've only been on the outskirts of Regina. I've never actually gone right downtown. I took the ring road down around the University of Regina and that area. And that area of town looks really nice, I must say. Neighborhoods look great. Houses look nice. Just seems like a decent all-around area. Coming into the city from the east offered a nice view of downtown. In that area that I drove through, there are all the shopping amenities you would really need. Like, you know, there's Costco, stuff like that. For those of you who may be skeptical, give it a chance. It's not a bad city by any means. Saskatoon, on the other hand, is a place where I can say I've visited and got a real good sense of what it's like, sort of what life there is like, I guess. It's a gorgeous city with an extremely walkable downtown. There are some very nice suburb neighborhoods that you can see while driving into the city from the south. The people in Saskatoon are absolutely awesome, super friendly. As well, the walking path along the South Sask River is gorgeous. You get a great view of downtown. It's nice and wide. You get people biking, walking. It was really nice. To be fair, I did visit there in the spring. I wasn't there in the winter, so I don't know exactly what it's like in the winter. But in the spring, it was absolutely gorgeous. Now, if I had to favor one over the other, here's what I would say. For the city itself, I pick Saskatoon, but for the location, I pick Regina. So for me, it'd be sort of a matter of figuring out which is more important. But I'm sure other people will say different things about which one they would prefer. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know which cities you want compared next. I got a bunch of ideas. I'm thinking maybe like Montreal, Quebec City. We could do Toronto, Ottawa. We could do Calgary, Edmonton. We could even go to the States. You know, I had an idea for a video in the States of maybe doing St. Louis, Kansas City, or two very comparable cities anyways. So whatever you guys want, that's what I'll make. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.